First of all, I want to thank John because he just demonstrated perfectly the difference between what he views as states' rights and what I view as states' rights. He's just told you he's going to take his issue back to the federal courts and let the federal courts decide what's going to be your fate here in Georgia. That's not states' rights, folks. States' rights is the people of Georgia standing up for the sovereignty of the state of Georgia and telling the federal government what the Constitution says and saying this is a contract between the states and the federal government. If you don't find it within the boundaries of the Constitution, you're not going to do it in our state. That's what states' rights is about. Right now, about a month and a half ago, the Obama Justice Department told our Secretary of State in Georgia that we had to stop verifying citizenship of people registering to vote here in Georgia. Now, let me just tell you this. The states' rights answer that your Secretary of State should have given was to say, this is my sworn duty when I took my oath or affirmation of office to uphold the Constitution of the state of Georgia to the people of Georgia, was to guarantee secure elections to the people of Georgia. And we don't care how many times the federal courts rule otherwise. We don't care how many times the Obama Justice Department says you can't do this. It is the hallmark of any free republic to guarantee the veracity and the security of their own elections. If we can't guarantee the security of our own elections, we might as well not even call ourselves a free republic anymore. What a states' rights Secretary of State should have said, and Karen's not here, but I'll tell her, if she was sitting here, I'd say the same thing. What she should have said is, I'm absolutely going to verify the citizenship of people registering to vote in this state, and we do not care what the federal Justice Department or any federal court says. And that's what states' rights is all about. We don't have to ask the federal courts. We don't have to ask Congress or the Justice Department to give us the rights to do what the Founding Fathers already gave us the rights and authority to do in the Constitution. But what we do need is a governor who understands what that Constitution says, who understands that his role is to say, Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, you showed it to me in the Constitution or you're not doing it in my state. Period. No discussion. And the response that we should give is that the governor should expend every resource at his disposal to stop that federal intrusion into your lives. Eric was very kind in saying that I've been prophetic in talking about the issue of states' rights across America for the last 10 years before it actually came into the major news media. Well, folks, let me just explain to you. We live in very perilous times, as I've already said. We do not need someone who's just now figuring out where we're at. We need someone who already understands where things have been, where things are, and what it's going to take to get us back. Being an elected bureaucrat for the last 14 years, folks, is not anything that's going to help you with dealing with this situation with Washington. But being a conservative Christian businessman and a daddy who believes in the Constitution, who understands it, and knows the mechanisms of states' rights that a governor can employ, that's the kind of governor you need. Thank you.
Let me say it this way. My name's Austin Scott. I'm an American. There will be no talk of secession under the Scott administration. I believe we are one nation under God. Now, let me say this. What has happened here in the last year, our current president has been elected for approximately 1 year. We cannot allow that to destroy this country. We've got 3 years left of this guy. 3 years left of this guy. And we cannot let these things that he's doing destroy us and turn us into 50 individual states. What we've got to do is fight him on the issues where he's wrong. He's wrong on this health care bill. I do not intend to have the federal government come down here and tell individual citizens in Georgia who their doctors are going to be and tell their doctors what procedures they're going to perform on. And that's where much of this states' right issue has come into in the last several weeks. Let me say this about politicians as a whole. We passed an Appropriations Act in this state. It's approximately $40 billion. It's approximately $40 billion. Approximately 50% of what we appropriate in this state is federal funds. Now, approximately 50% is federal funds. We all pay federal income taxes. We pay federal taxes on our gasoline. We pay federal taxes on pretty much everything we do, and I wish we didn't pay all those taxes. But what the government does, what the federal government does essentially, is blackmail to the state. You will do this, or we will withhold those federal funds for highways. You will do this, or we'll withhold those federal funds for what is current health care programs. And I listened the other day to 2 Republican candidates for governor who would probably stand here and or sit here and tell you everything that you want to hear about tax cuts and states' rights. I listened as 2 of them promised to increase Medicaid reimbursements to hospitals. Now, what we've got to have, ladies and gentlemen, is people who tell the truth, and they give you the same answer that they give in the next crowd, and the next crowd, and the next crowd. And I hope that you'll watch as this debate goes on. What you'll find out of Austin Scott is someone that is absolutely consistent. And some of these things that we want to do today, some of the things that we want to build, like transportation systems and other things, we simply can't afford to do right now. Because I'm going to tell you, I honestly think that every dollar I take out of your pocket, every dollar I take out of your pocket as a governor is a dollar that you can't give to your church. It's a dollar that you can't give to a Boys and Girls Club. It's a dollar that you can't give to a YMCA. And I honestly have more faith in the American people than I have in the American government. And I think that if we leave more of your money in your pocket, you'll use it wisely to help those same people that the government takes it from you in the name of helping.